There are people who are oversimplifying the issue and attribute poverty exclusively to bad governance and corruption. If I were to give a figure, that explains 10% of poverty. The remaining 90% can be attributed to erroneous economic policies. Some people exaggerate when they say that poverty and underdevelopment can be completely attributed to corruption. Why is it happening? Probably they don't understand the economy that well. No, that is what I want to correct. I am Bernardo Villegas. At the moment, I'm a university professor at the University of Asia and the Pacific. I was part of the group that founded the Center for Research and Communication in 1967. I have been very much involved in giving a lot of advice both to government officials, especially the presidents, and to top executives as an economics consultant. And I've always been very interested in making sure that government officials will implement the appropriate economic policies that precisely will prevent poverty from happening. As was mentioned by President BBM in his last State of the Nation address, poverty incidence in the Philippines dropped from about 18% at the beginning of his administration to about 16% now. That is still a large number of Filipinos who are going to bed hungry every night, and we cannot tolerate that. The reality of poverty is that it has several root causes. And it's important that we diagnose the problem, because if you don't have a good diagnosis, you will not come out with the right solutions. No? There are people who are oversimplifying the issue and attribute poverty exclusively to bad governance and corruption. No, I do not quarrel with them that corruption definitely leads to at least 1 trillion pesos leakage every year from our GDP, and that's a very large amount. But that doesn't explain the whole issue of poverty. If I were to give a figure, that explains 10% of poverty. The remaining 90% can be attributed to erroneous economic policies, especially those regarding agriculture, investment, and industrialization. And I know this is going to sound funny, since most of our have become addicted to Korean telenovelas, no? Crash Landing on You, so I'm sure many of you can enumerate all those, the telenovelas. In every one of the plots there, the Koreans are very transparent. They show their police is corrupt, their military is corrupt, their so-called chaebols, their big businessmen, are corrupt. In fact, the history is, in the last 10 years, 3 of the former presidents of Korea were sent to jail for corruption. But I tell them, Korea is a first world country. How did that happen?